Good evening everyone, how are we doing? So let's just see if we can invite some people and welcome everyone to tonight's live on the one thing we could do each day to increase our happiness. I'm not sure if it's going to let me invite people, but let's see if we can do it. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay as well. I just wanted to take a few moments out really tonight just to talk you through something simple that you could do each day which would increase your happiness. And wow, it's so warm today, isn't it? And you'll notice I've got like my little Downton hairdo going on to try and keep cool. And you might be wondering what this is in the background, but this has got a little bit of something to do with it as well. So thank you to everyone that's joined me live. Do please drop a comment below, drop a heart, drop a like, let me know you're here. And also for those of you on the replay as well, please feel free to join in the comments and I will check back on them later as well. So I just want to ask you one question right now, and that is, are you a human being or a human doing? By that I mean, are you the sort of person that would take a few moments out to really connect with your heart and think about who you are and how you're feeling right now in whatever it is that you're doing? Or are you just a doing person? Do you go straight into the action and straight into actually getting on with the task in hand? So just take a moment now and just really notice that. Are you a human being or a human doing? And if you're watching this, or if you're watching a replay, please comment below. I'd love to see. I'm not sure if the comments function is working, but if it is, please just put in underneath human being or human doing, and let's see if we can see what the majority is. So just take a few moments now and just contemplate that. When you have something you need to do you think about how you feel in that moment and how you're going to get that task done, or do you just crack straight on and get on with it? You see, so much of what we do every day, we just crack straight on with what we need to do, to the point of we think about the future and within a nanosecond it's now the past. And so we don't necessarily live in that moment. We very much forward think, we forward plan, we think about what else we're going to do. How many of you write to-do lists? Yeah, we're always constantly thinking about what's next on the agenda, looking at next week's diary, looking at the calendar and thinking what we've got to do. So actually the moment we're in, it's gone. It's right behind us, it's gone already. But what would it be like if we turned that around? What would it be like if we actually just connected with the real moments that we're in? What would it be like if we actually just noticed how we really feel in that moment? That we noticed that laughter, that we noticed those smiles, perhaps took in the scenery around us of what's really going on, the smells, the colours, the noise. What would that be like if you really lived for each and every moment? What would that mean for you? Did you know we have over 60,000 thoughts a day? How many of those are actually real present connected thoughts that you're having versus a quick dash, oh, I've got to go on and do that now? How many of you walk into work in the morning, or walk your children to the park, or you go in to get the shopping and you haven't really noticed where you've parked or what's really on the shelves apart from exactly where you need to go? Are you really noticing what's going on around you? If I asked you to name 3 things that are blue in the room that you're watching this live in right now, could you do it? Or would you need to look around? You see, we are always thinking ahead. We're always striving to be the best that we can be, to think of the next thing that we forget about right now. So take a moment and just ask yourself, how are you feeling right now watching this? What's bubbling up for you? What would you like to do differently? Did you know that if you spend 2 minutes in the morning in a positive perspective, it can really make a difference to how you shape your day? It can make a difference to how you feel, it can increase your happiness. And we know that when we're feeling happier, that in turn can bring our blood pressure down, it can make us feel less stressed, and it can really build our resilience as well. So it has all sorts of mental and physical well-being benefits. So what would it be like for you to take 2 minutes in the morning and just think about what your intentions of that day are, how you're feeling about it, what you want to get from the day, and perhaps even say a positive affirmation. And so that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. Take a few moments each morning to just think about, what do you want from the day? How do you want to feel in the day? What do you want to connect with? And what do you want to celebrate? And if you were to tie that in at the end of the day by just spending a few moments just thinking about what you're grateful for, you'd come full circle. You'd go to bed on a positive. You'd go to bed recognising what you have achieved, having those ta-da moments, rather that to-do list, again, of already thinking about what you've got to do the next day. And so sometimes we just need to live for the moment. I'm not saying we shouldn't plan, but I'm saying we actually need to really connect with that moment. Just imagine how much stronger you would be to have really meaningful conversations with your partner or your children and your friends. Imagine that meeting at work when you're really completely focused on what they're saying and how much more potential you could get from your working day. To really focus on that task in hand. We talk about multitasking all the time, but actually, if we just focused on one task at the time, how much better would we get that done and how much quicker? And what would it be like just to take a few moments each day just to check in with what's really going in our heads, in our hearts, and just really notice that? And that's why I'm standing here by this picture, because this is a really important picture to me. This is my family portrait, and it's all about spending time together, spending time connecting, getting out there in the real world and just being. Not sitting writing a to-do list or thinking what else I've got to do, but enjoying those moments that I have that I can cherish forever. So that's why I stand here tonight with this. What's your image in your mind of today? When you look back, if today was a picture, what would it represent for you? So go, take a few moments today, think about what your picture is today and perhaps what you'd like it to be tomorrow. And one more example before we go. Recently, my lovely sister-in-law, who I believe is watching, invited me to go to a clubbercise lesson. Now, this is one of those disco lessons where you get to dance to 90s music in the dark, which added perfect for me because then no one can see if I get it wrong. But as I stood there in that room, holding my glow sticks and listening to that music, I felt completely connected to that time I was in that room. And I noticed I had this incredible beaming smile on my face because I completely connected with that moment. I was completely able to feel what I was feeling, to appreciate that time there with her and enjoying myself, that it didn't matter what else I had to do when I got home or the type of day I'd had. I was able to fully be present to the moment and really enjoy it. And for me, that's what mindfulness is all about. I don't need to sit on a yoga mat. I don't need to sit in a particular position or do it at a certain time each day. I just need to be able to become present to the moment that I'm in. And from there, anything is possible. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that's helped. Do drop me a comment and let me know. I'd love to know what your go-to is and what you do to connect with yourself. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Have a lovely evening. Take care.